That's fine. Okay, because it's just telling me that your computer is full of it's full. It's got no disk space left, so that's good. At least, so today's satsang will go on the clouds, and then I'll have to download it. But that's okay. So we've got it, huh? All right. All right. So it's working. It's working.
Estamos prontos para iniciar.
All right. So let's go on to the full darshan of everyone here.
Então vamos fazer o darshan de todos. I believe we are doing the darshan from the moment we turn the screen on, Shuddha.
Yes, right. We've been doing the darshan. We've been doing the darshan as in the relative as well as the real. Michelle and Shuddhatma Bhagwan, Berna and Shuddhatma Bhagwan, Kaline and Luzinette and Marlene and Nidhi and everyone. Yes. So, all right. So we need a volunteer for the for the Trimantra.
Quem gostaria de fazer o Trimantra para esta satsang? Kaline.
Pode ser.
Yes, Kaline.
Namo Vitragai, Namo Aryahantaram, Namo Sitaram, Namo Hayariyaram, Namo Azayaram, Namo Loye Savasahurna, Ezo Pancha Namukaro, Sava Bhava Apanashanu, Mangalarancha Savasi, Padamahavai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevai. Om Namah Shivai. Jai Sachiranam. Namo Vitragai. Namo Haryahantaram. Namo Sitaram, Namo Hayariyaram, Namo Azayaram, Namo Loye Savasahuna, Ezo Pancha Namukaro, Sava Pava Apanashanu, Mangalarancha Savasi, Paramahavai Mangalam. Namo O gato me desconcentra toda vida que eu canto Trimantra, ele fica miando.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
The cat is singing.
Yeah, the cat is singing. Yes. Om Namo Bhagavate. Carry on.
Bhagavati Vasudevai. Om Namah Shivai. Jai Sachiranam. Namo Vitragai. Namo Haryahantaram. Namo Sitaram. Namo Hayariyaram. Namo Azayaram. Namo Loye Savasahuna. Ezo Pancha Namukaro. Sava Pava Apanashanu, Mangalarancha Savasi, Paramahavai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Satirana. Jai Satirana.
Jai Sachidanand. Wonderful, ma'am. You know, good. And your pet is also for getting involved in it, so that's good for her, you know.
Seu gatinho também ficou envolvido. Foi bom pro gatinho.
Shuddhatma Bhagwan, everyone. All Amapuras around us, you know.
Os Amapuras presentes aqui essa noite.
So, let us begin, and Tony will tell me which Aptasutra to go to. And
27:18.
27:18, huh?
Yes.
So it's way down here, page. Let me see. Yeah, this one we have already done. So
yes.
We go down some more. 34, 31 we have done? Yeah.
Yes, we did.
We did this last time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Subatomic particles.
Okay. Yeah, so just to recapitulate, you know, just read this in these two, you know.
Então, para recapitular esses importantes parágrafos, certo, que fizemos já passado, nenhum único parmano, partícula subatômica da matéria deste mundo, está fora das nossas 5 agnas, diretrizes que preservam a consciência como ser. Aptasutra 34:29. Se apenas uma das nossas agnas for completamente seguida, é possível que uma pessoa se torne ektavatari, estado em que apenas mais uma vida permanece antes da libertação total. Então, depende do entendimento de cada um. Isso desde que ele conclua seu trabalho sem o uso do intelecto, a Buda. Aptasutra 34:31.
Good. And then we will read the last terminal part of this Aptasutra. So again, everybody kind of comes into it, and it is this one. This one, last part here.
Yes, Dadashri, se Vyavasthit se estabelece e ao mesmo tempo você segue as 5 agnas, então as coisas continuarão a se desenvolver com naturalidade. Vyavasthit torna você destemido, completamente destemido. Ela o torna livre de preocupações e este é um Gnani, conhecimento especial de Vyavasthit. Portanto, nesta era atual, este Gnani especial de nossa experiência foi dado a você.
Good. Now the next Aptasutra is today's Aptasutra number 2718.
2718 Aptasutra de hoje.
And it says this is a science. It is God's scientific experiment. There is neither the karma nor the doer. There is no father authority above. It is only a science. Yes.
Então, o Dada diz, isto é uma ciência. É um experimento científico do Deus, do Senhor. Não há...
you don't have it here in your Portuguese, not here,
no, huh? It's okay. I can translate. Não há nem karma, nem fazedor. Não há autoridade paterna acima. É simplesmente uma ciência. Aptasutra 2718.
Okay. Do we have...
I don't believe...
think so. This, we have not finished the rest of it. Is that what we don't have this? Okay.
Probably so, Shuddha, but I think I'm willing to translate if it's
Yeah,
okay.
I know. Yeah, that's all right. And let me see. Let me stop sharing because on the basis of what we just read, Larsio had raised a question. Yes, Larsio.
Yeah, Larsio. Yes.
Jai Satidana.
Jai Satidana, Larsio.
Ô, Tony, em relação a quando se fala que nenhum único parmano está fora das ágnas, isso significa fora do alcance das ágnas, né?
Yeah, he's asking when Dada says that there is no parmano outside of the agnas. He wants more explanation about this. What Dada means by that, Shuddha.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so let me go back. This is from the last time.
Right there, Shuddha.
Yeah,
yes.
right.
Oh, yeah. No single parmano.
Yeah.
In this world.
Yeah. Yes. So parmanus, paramanu Larsio is actually the param, I'm going to put it, param means absolute, and anu is anu is equal to atom, you see. So if you join the two, the absolute, it's going in the other direction. You see, not in the direction of the ama, but in the direction of the body complex, you see. So the final atom, thing inside this body is the atom and the subatomic particles, you see.
A coisa final dentro do corpo é o átomo e a partícula subatômica.
Yeah, atom, our scientists in this world, all our scientists, all our physicists have been able to split the atom, etc. You see, they have gone into at the atomic level, and also they are able to go into protons and neutrons and electrons, etc. You see, but this subatomic particle is that which is visible to the Tirthankar lords, you see.
O Shuddha diz que essas parmanos, as partículas subatômicas, são visíveis aos senhores Tirthankars. Not to scientists, right? The
scientists can only go up to what they have been able to go so far, you see.
Correct. Então, when they divide these particles, quando eles dividem essas partículas atômicas, Laércio, eles conseguem ver o próton, eles conseguem ver o nêutron, eles conseguem ver o elétron, but os lords, os senhores Tirthankars observam esses parmanos que são infinite, right, Shuddha? Or
this is the smallest indivisible power in a particle. You cannot divide it any further.
É uma partícula indivisível. Você não pode dividir o parmano mais além do que ele é.
See, these atoms, they can be seen by the scientists with the electron microscopes, the electron microscopes, you see. But it's all at the physical level, and still, if you want to go at the level of absolute knowledge, kevad gnan, full, that from that level they can see the smallest particles of matter, you see, and that is called parmanu, you see.
Então, através dessa sabedoria desses senhores, lords, kevad gnan, então eles têm a capacidade desse conhecimento absoluto de ver esses paramanos.
Paramanus, you see, and to talk about a paramanu, even as talking about a paramanu requires a Gnani Purush, because you see, you ordinary human beings cannot talk about this. You see,
yes, Laércio, Shuddha diz que mesmo você falar sobre esta palavra, essa partícula parmano, isso é uma linguagem de Gnani, não está a nível de seres humanos, Laércio.
Yeah, you see, this is visible to the one. This is visible to the one who has gone beyond this world as we know it, who is absolutely separate from this world of the material world, the world of the body, mind, and speech, the world of this physical matter interactions, you see,
Então ele diz que essas partículas são para aqueles que estão separados do mundo terreno, separados da mente, fala e corpo.
Yeah, and this happened, Larsio, to Dada in 1958. He became completely, he became enveloped in the light of the self. He became the light, not the light reflects, but he became the light, you see.
O Dada tornou-se a luz, e não uma reflexão da luz. Ele tornou-se iluminado. Just one point. So this Parmanus being so
small,
so pure, and only does
No, it has got nothing to do with purity of Parmanus. The purity is associated with the light, you see. The Parmanus, all the Parmanus that have not attached to souls, they are pure, like all the outside Parmanus that are independent. There are two types of Parmanus. Those are called pure Parmanus.
Parmanus puros, yeah.
Yeah, pure Parmanus, pure. And then, you see, when a person, if the body says, this is mine, or, when they enter into attachment and aversion reactions, then these external pure Parmanus are pulled in automatically inside the soul, you see. This is not our soul, but those mixed souls, people of the world. People of the world, when they get angry, upset, then this anger Parmanus, Parmanus of anger enter into their soul, you see, attached to their soul, you see.
Yes, I'm just going to translate that real quick. E o Shuddha diz, quando a gente entra nos cachais, no relativo, esses Parmanos, por exemplo, se você está numa situação de raiva, esses Parmanos da raiva, eles entram no ser da pessoa, na alma da pessoa.
You see, the pure Parmanus from outside, they get attached to the soul, you see, to the causal body, you see. And so every time...
Os Parmanos estão conectados com o corpo causal.
Yeah, of two categories. They are the pure ones outside, and then...
Puros.
The pure ones, and they are called Visrasa Parmanus. You see? Parmanus. They're called pure Visrasa Parmanus. They exist outside and they essentially they are not connected with the soul yet. You see, the connection with the soul happens when the person says, I am this body and I like this or I don't like this, you see, or I love it or I hate it, you see. So that's when the attachment aversion pulls those Parmanus inside, you see.
Então, quando você tem esse cachás do apego à aversão, esses Parmanus são puxados para dentro da alma da pessoa.
With ignorance, you see. So if
No
before...
estado da ignorância.
What ignorance? The fundamental ignorance that I am Larsio, you see.
A ignorância fundamental é que eu sou Tony, eu sou Laércio.
Parmanus because get pulled into the body, you see, they get pulled into the body, you see, because the moment you say I am Larsio, there is automatically attachment and aversion starts, you see.
E quando você diz eu sou Laércio, você está no apego, isso apego e aversão começam, e esses Parmanus são como os atraídos internamente.
Parmanus of anger, pride, deceit, greed, reactions, you see.
Os Parmanus da raiva, orgulho, manipulação, ganância, engano.
They enter into the causal body, you know, so that is, they enter into the causal body, you know. You and I cannot see it, but it is a causal body. It is a...
Parmanus entram, dos cachais entram no corpo causal lá.
Yeah, now these Parmanus, they are no longer pure, you see, they have become mixed, you see, so they become mixed. And therefore they're called misrasa, you see.
Ok. Então esses Parmanus que são impuros, eles são chamados misrasa.
Mixed in the self, you see, not in the ama. They for us it's this all except for the one ama puras, you know, who have become ama puras. Everyone, every other soul is in ignorance, is liable to this attraction and aversion reactions, you see, which pull in this Parmanus, you see.
E toda pessoa, toda alma, eles são expostos a esses cachais. E quando esses cachais surgem da raiva, orgulho, manipulação e ganância, automaticamente esses Parmanus são puxados para dentro do ser da pessoa.
And you see the pulling in process of the Parmanus, you see, when you say, I hate him, or I love her, you see. Now, this, if you do not have Gnanvidhi, if you have not attained the Ama Pura, then those Parmanus will get pulled in, you see, and pulling in process of the Parmanus, that is called Prayogsha, Prayog. These are all words of Lord Mahavir. Prayogsha means now they are entering in, you see. It's the experiment has begun now. It's the experiment.
Yes, this is material of Parayan. All this.
Yeah, this is all Parayan material, which we have already covered in the previous Parayans. This has been covered, you see.
Todo esse material é coberto no Parayan. Então, so this Parmanus that enter
the entry process. The entering process is called Prayogsa.
The processo de entrar é chamado Prayogsa.
Once they enter, then they once they are ready to give fruits, they are called misrasa, and in the next life they will give fruits. So this anger that you think you became angry in this life, no, it is the anger Parmanus that had entered your causal body in the last life is now giving the effects. So even if you do not want to become angry, you will become angry, you see.
Yes, o Shura está falando uma coisa muito importante, que, por exemplo, se você tem raiva agora, nessa vida, é porque essa semente foi plantada na vida passada. Então, quando esses Parmanus estão, ele chama de Mishrasa, quando os Parmanus são prontos para dar fruition, né? Para dar o fruto, né? Então, essa raiva surge, mas, na realidade, essa raiva foi criada, foi semeada na sua vida passada e está dando o efeito da causa agora.
You see, and then once they give their effects in this life, they leave, you see, they discharge and they enter again into the pure Parmanu. They become pure again, you see.
Então, esse Parmano segue um ciclo que eles se tornam carregados, dão a descarga, o Mishra dão o fruto, e eles ficam puros outra vez, se tornam puros Parmanos.
Yeah, and
Shuddha, that's why this pure Parmanos is what Dada says, right?
Yeah,
pure Parmanos, they are within the 5 agnas, no?
No, these Parmanus,
Puros,
yeah,
pure Parmanu.
Yeah, right. You see, all of this is when he says, and they return to the original pure state. You see, now I'm just writing this down. Now this is the circulation of the Parmanus. You do not see that. You and I, what we see is we see a little baby, maybe in the, with ultrasound, we see the little baby in the tummy of the mother, you see?
What
growing.
And then nós vemos é o bebê fazendo ultrassom no útero da mãe, como é feito, informação.
Yeah, and then the little baby is born, and then it becomes a young man or a young woman, and then an old man or an old woman, and then baby, that same one, the body dies, the body is burnt, you see, and the Parmanus are gone, you see. But you say, where are, the soul is not touched at all. The Ama is not touched at all. It's just all happening to the Parmanus. When a large collection of Parmanus gather together, they appear as, you see this divided into this karma effects of the karma effect of the body, the shape of the face, the shape of the nose, the shape and what's going on in the brain, the body, mind, all of this happens.
Yes. I'm going to translate that, Shuddha. Then Shuddha falou, né, quando você vê o bebê no ultrassom, né, no útero, depois essa criança nasce, ele se torna jovem, adulto, adolescente e tudo, e na morte os Parmanos vão embora, né? E de acordo com a karma da pessoa, o efeito do karma da pessoa, isso dá a forma da face da pessoa, da cabeça, do nariz, e tudo isso são devido ao que foi criado na vida passada, que está dando essa forma da pessoa.
You see this?
Que vem de uma coleção de Parmanos.
And he says not a single, when he says not a single Parmanu of this world is outside of our 5 agnas. In other words, what he is saying essentially, he says everything is covered in the vision of the 5 agnas. The 5 agnas are actually without Parmanus, you see.
Então, I'm just going to translate because it's important. Tudo está coberto pelas 5 agnas. Na realidade, what you just said, Shuddha, that in the 5 agnas there are no Parmanus, right?
Yeah, the 5 agnas there are no Parmanus because
no há Parmanus nas 5 agnas. Maybe I think that's what Laercio, the question he had.
Yeah, you see, the 5 agnas are of the Amapura, and the Amapura is not affected by what we just described, the charge-discharge process, which is all at the body level, you see, as at the body level. You see, the Amapura is never, Amapura is beyond all of this, you see. Amapura has got nothing to do with karma.
Isto, alma pura, tá? Além disso, as 5 agnas estão conectadas com a alma pura. Quer dizer, alma pura, alma pura has nothing to do, nothing to
Alma
do with
pura is a pure,
Parmanus either.
Yeah, it's the knower.
É o que conhece.
The knower simply continues to know how the Parmanus got attracted, how the Parmanus got mixed up, how the Parmanus gave their reactions, and how the Parmanus kind of come back to their original state, you see?
Yes, I'll translate that. Shuddha diz que alma pura é o que conhece, é o que sabe como que os Parmanos foram atraídos quando a pessoa está num estado ou no outro. Alma pura é o que conhece isso, que conhece.
Maybe
we should ask Dadashri to see if he...
Larsio, see, when he says outside, in other words, the 5 agnas covers the entire universe of subatomic particles that are in different states of existence, you see. Some are at the baby level, some are outside, some are at, so it's all...
As the knower, right?
As the knower, yes. And that's
então,
5
I think, através daquele que conhece, essas 5 agnas cobrem toda a pessoa, da existência da pessoa. Como que conhece, mas não está envolvido com Parmanos.
Yeah, you see, when you say Eu sou alma pura, you are not, it doesn't require any Parmanus.
Quando você diz Eu sou alma pura, não requer a presença de um Parmano. On the contrary, Parmanos are totally out, right? You're not charging anything, right?
Not only charging, you are the knower of you're knower of the effects. You're the knower of the effect.
Você é aquele que vê e conhece o efeito. Laércio, você entendeu?
Yes. You see, like when you say Eu sou alma pura, yes, initially you have to say this, you see, but this is, and afterwards, you are already in the Amapura, in the state of Amapura. In the state of Amapura, initially you have to say, oh, this is relative and I am real. This is all that is happening to this body is Vyavasthit, you say scientific. And when even some fear arises, hunger arises, thought arises, it's all, everything is a file. Everything is a file. You see?
And you stay as
a knower
that knows and sees that.
But you see this.
Sorry. Está dizendo dessa separação da alma pura. Quando você é alma pura, você vê o que está acontecendo no mundo. Tony, se tem algum medo que surge, você simplesmente observa como aquele que conhece o arquivo 1.
Yeah, and also when he says there is not a single Parmanu, the smallest particle of matter, you see, there is not a single particle outside of the 5 agnas, outside of my agnas. It means that you do not have to worry, that maybe some Parmanus are still active and something will still happen, etc. You see, no. 5 agnas
ele diz que quando Dada diz que não há Parmanos que estão fora das minhas agnas, você não deve se preocupar ou colocar sua atenção em nada mais do que as 5 agnas, porque as 5 agnas não pertencem o Parmano não pertence às agnas. A alma pura está conectada com as agnas, foi o que Shuddha falou.
In other words, the agnas covers the entire universe.
As agnas cobrem todo o universo total.
Whatever may happen, you see, to this universe of Larsio or Berna, because it's a whole universe, This body of ours is a universe, you see.
O nosso corpo é universo.
There's so much going on in this body. We only know maybe just only the tip,
Muita coisa acontece nesse corpo e nós sabemos somente uma pontinha. This is all discharge, Shuddha, isn't it?
Yeah, this is all discharge. Right now, we don't hear.
Tudo é descarga of the Prakriti.
This is all the body of Larsio and Shuddha and Tony and Shirley in front of us.
Nosso corpo descarregando na nossa frente, Laércio, Berna, Tony, Shuddha.
And we can only see what signals it gives us,
E a gente percebe simplesmente os sinais que esse desdobramento está nos oferecendo.
It gives us signals of thirst, of hunger for food, or
sinal de fome, de sede,
or pain here and there,
or dorzinha aqui ou lá.
So but there is much more. The Gnani and the fully enlightened ones can see everything at the micro level inside this body, you see.
Então ele diz que os ignanis podem ver além, muito além desse corpo.
Yeah, they know everything, you see, but then they don't interfere with it. They just continue to know.
Eles não interferem com esse conhecimento, eles simplesmente continuam a saber.
They accept it as it is, you see.
Eles aceitam como é.
You see, they see, this part is hurting. Maybe they can look deeper inside and they say, maybe there is a reason why this is hurt. They can see anything and everything, you see. And that seeing has begun in all of us.
Ele está dizendo que os Gnanis têm essa visão de ver, por exemplo, até dentro uma dor no ombro, eles podem ver, e além disso, ele diz que essa visão, todos nós começamos a ter esse conhecimento já.
Yeah, we see, and so and the best way to see is through his 5 agnas, you see.
E ele diz, Chura diz que a melhor maneira de você ter essa visão é através das 5 agnas.
Yeah, you see, if you want to see what is going on with Larsio, you have to become Amapura. You have to say, eu sou Amapura, you see. Get out of Larsio so you can see Larsio.
Então, para você saber o que está acontecendo com Laércio, você tem que sair de Laércio e ir para Amapura. Aí você pode ver como, like a Gnani, right? Sees.
Absolutely, you can see. You don't try to protect Larsio.
Não proteja Laércio. Você vê o que
you begin to see not only the physical parts and the hunger, but you also begin to see what's going on inside. What the mind is doing. What is the mind wanting?
Yeah.
Where is the chit running? Here or there.
Então você também pode observar o que está acontecendo com relação não só que Laércio tem fome ou tem sede, mas você pode ver aonde a mente do Laércio vai, aonde o chit dele vai,
how the intellect makes decisions, you have whether to buy this or to buy this. The intellect makes this decision,
então, o intelecto faz a decisão entre, por exemplo, qual é o tipo de caneta que você vai comprar. Essa caneta com essa cor, intelecto, você começa a observar.
And where the ego is hung up in, getting more attention or wanting, getting upset about few things, that where the ego is feeling hurt, you can see that.
Você pode ver também quando o seu ego fica aborrecido, o que causa, de onde vem.
Whether the ego is flying high or feeling good, or whether the ego is depressed, you can see all of that, you see.
E você vê se o ego está deprimido, se o ego está excitado. Is this similar to an introspection shoot or a lay?
Yeah, this no, this is direct. You can see it directly, and if you see, this is actually the ability to see is the samayik. You see, if you can see.
Essa capacidade de você ver é um samayik.
Yeah, you can see it with your eyes open too.
Você pode ver com seus olhos abertos. But if you see through the Agnas, right?
Well, that is, you can only see if you're the Amapura. You can you can see it through the intellect too. But then there are two ways to see it. You see, either you say, I can see what's going on, like all the people who do Vipassana. Or meditation techniques, they close their eyes and they say, okay, I'm going to now see what's going on.
De meditação, Vipassana, ele vai ver o que está acontecendo.
Yeah, or they get out you don't have to get out of Larsio. Dada has already taken you out of Larsio.
Você não precisa se separar do Laercio com meditação Vipassana, porque o Dada já fraturou o ego do Laércio, e agora ele pode estar nesse espaço de observar.
Dada took you out, so it's easy, you might just say, oh, let me use this key, let me use this key of the 5 Agnas by saying, Amapura, but you don't need this key, you are Amapura. The moment you say Amapura, automatically the whole world opens up for you. Which world? The world of Larsio, or Shirley, or Marlene.
Você não precisa usar essa chave para ir nas águas, você já é alma pura. Nessa situação de você ver, como o Shuddha falou, aonde o Chit está indo, aonde o seu ego, esse ego está aumentando, diminuindo, através dessa consciência de ver e conhecer através da alma pura.
Seria correto, então, para não prolongar muito aqui, seria correto afirmar que nenhum único Parmano está fora da visão das Agnas?
Is it correct to say that no single Parmano is out of the vision? He says vision of
5 Agnas? Which
visão das 5 Agnas, é o que você falou?
You can say no single. You could say that, but that Dada says.
Dizer isso, mas...
it is. If 5 Agnas is not this very 5 Agnas, you understand, for fundamental understanding of 5 Agnas, is that 5 Agnas is a vision. 5 Agnas.
Fundamento de entender as 5 Agnas é uma visão.
5 Agnas is not, because as opposed to vision, as opposed to light, everything else is you have to do this and you have to do this, you have to apply this way, you have to look at it this way, you see.
E o lado oposto dessa visão é você tem que fazer aquilo, você vê dessa maneira. Então,
you will have to set it with your intellect. Oh, this is how we do.
Usar o intelecto. Então você está fora de alguma maneira, né?
So automatically the vision begins.
Essa visão automaticamente
begins with Eu sou Amapura.
Como eu sou Amapura.
It is no longer words for us, you see. It is a very profound inner. Yeah, you're very right, Larsio. It's a vision, you see. It is a visão. It is a. That means your vision is the only way to apply it.
É a única maneira de você conseguir.
To be in, you cannot say, oh, he's my relative, oh, he's my relative, or that not that relative, Relative is also a magnificent vision. This is relative, you see.
When you talk about the relative, can you?
Yeah, see, there are 2 types of relatives. I'm related to him. He's my brother. He's my sister. That relative.
É meu parente. Ele é meu irmão. É minha irmã.
My relation. Whereas this other relative means that it is continuously changing. What in this continuously changing state of this body will you call yours? It is,
O que nesse estado do mundo, nesse estado relativo do seu corpo, você chama meu?
Yeah, it is continuously changing.
Tá
Sometimes
sempre mudando, sempre mudando.
sometimes it is thinking this, and sometimes it is thinking that. Sometimes it is feeling cold, sometimes it's feeling hot. You know, this thing is continuously changing.
That's why you don't say this is my body or my pain, right?
Well, you say my, when you say my, that means, sorry. When you say my, you are stuck.
Quando você fala meu, você está preso já. Você já fez a ponte, você já fez a conexão já.
You see, this is
corpo, é meu corpo, é meu nome, é minha posse.
Yeah, in front of the policeman, no matter what kind of noise you're making at home, in front of a policeman, you know, you will shut up. You know.
Ele disse na frente de policial, você fica quieto.
You know,
é uma coisa automática, né?
You know, no matter how much somebody is making a lot of noise and shouting at the airline counter, you know, with the lady on the other side, as soon as the policeman with the gun comes around, you know, he just shuts up. He just shuts up.
O Shuddha está dando o exemplo de quando você está no guichê da aerolínea, né, de companhia de aviação, e há argumento com a pessoa lá, e quando aparece o policial com revólver na cintura, a pessoa fica quietinho, né?
Or you know, or he's perfectly happy, he's feeling good, he has had a good meal, he's had a good sleep, all right? But then, you know, he just goes someplace and then he sees a very beautiful woman, and now he's shaken up, you see.
Ele está dando o exemplo do outro que estava contente e teve uma refeição muito boa, mas quando ele vê uma moça atraente, ele já teve algum desbalanço, né?
I'm balanced, and then the ego of pride kicks in, you see, you know.
Aí os seus cachais, né, o ego do orgulho, né, vai fazer o papel dele, né?
You know, so the man in him will wake up and he will try to be the big man, you know.
Ele acorda e vai ser aquele, né, aquele importante, né, do orgulho.
Or if he is interested in money, you know, he will constantly, as soon as he sees, you know, he will only be looking at the stock market on his phone, you know, he is not reading any Dada stuff or any books, you know, he's just constantly looking at the stock market, you know.
E a pessoa que né, está conectado com a ganância, né, ele está conectado com dinheiro, ele vai usar o meio para dirigir aonde o dinheiro está sendo aplicado, né, na bolsa, né?
In Agnas,
ele, ao invés de ler as escrituras de Dada, né?
Yeah, in Agnas, this all is relative, depending on the situation. You know, if he doesn't have the phone, he cannot look at the stock market, you see. Or if he has no internet, there is no stock market.
Ou se ele não tiver o telefone, ele não pode ver o que está acontecendo na bolsa, e também se ele não tem a capacidade do intelecto, ele não pode seguir. Da mesma maneira, não existe bolsa, né, de valores para ele ter essa referência.
So in the relative, by relative viewpoint, I am Larsio, but Larsio is continuously changing, you see. This Larsio...
No ponto relativo, eu sou Laércio, mas este Laércio continua a mudar momento.
When he's got the guitar, he becomes a musician. When there's no guitar around, then, you know, he'll say, well, no, I cannot sing properly. You know, you got to have the guitar, you know.
Quando ele está perto do violão dele, ele canta, e quando ele não está com violão, ele diz, não, agora eu não sou cantor.
Yeah, so everything is relative, by relative viewpoint.
Tudo é baseado nos pontos relativos.
You know, you spend 1 hour in the dentist chair. At that time, you can't do anything else.
Except está sentado 1 hora na cadeira do seu dentista, você tá lá, né? Não pode fazer nada, né? Tá à mercê que seja bom. That it would be a good dentist, right?
And then, yeah, right. And then when you're out of the dentist chair, you're no longer the patient. You see,
quando você sai do consultório do dentista, você não é mais o paciente do dentista.
So from morning till evening, the situation or the avastha the relative state of this one called Shirley or Michelle or Larsio is continuously changing.
Então ele fala que as situações, né, essa vasta, né, as situações estão continuamente mudando.
And that the greatest Gnan here is that it is under scientific circumstantial evidence.
O maior aqui é que está sobre a Agna 3, né?
Vyavasthit. So it comes, all of this, everything that you do from morning till evening, everything that's going on inside, everything that's happening inside, all the evidences that you meet, you know, your friends, this, that,
tudo que você faz de manhã, noite,
all the food that goes in, the food that comes out, everything.
Comida que é ingerida e descartada.
So you see how, again, that's the beauty of what Dada describes as not a single subatomic particle is outside my agnas. In agnas, all of it is covered. You know, all of it.
Por isso que o Dada diz que não há simples parmano nas 5 agnas dele.
Everything gets covered. And the beauty is, as the knower of that, you are free. You're free from these continuous, effects of subatomic particles. Now there is no charging for us, you see.
Então agora você está liberado desse verdadeiro bombardeio, né? Porque você está livre, não te toca, né?
Sometimes beautiful singing comes out, beautiful voice comes out. Sometimes something is in the throat, nothing comes out,
Às vezes você está, por exemplo, se você é um cantor, você a sua voz, sua laringe, cordas vocais estão bem, essa voz é maravilhosa. Você pega um resfriado, alguma infecção, alguma inflamação, aí a voz, o canto não sai. É assim, né?
Yeah, or sometimes wonderful speech comes out. People want to keep on listening to you, but this is also an effect.
Às vezes também você tem uma conversa, uma fala muito boa, as pessoas continuam apreciando o que você fala, mas isto simplesmente são efeitos.
I will give you in advance here. I'm going to put you in. I'm going to give you a surprise gift, but it will be available to you tomorrow.
O Shuddha vai dar um presente para gente, uma surpresa que vai ficar, está disponível amanhã.
Because tonight I'll have to work on it. You see, so to upload it, to upload it. You see, to upload it.
Ele vai colocar esse programa available, né, disponível, então essa noite. Então amanhã ele vai.
Tomorrow morning you'll have it, but there it is.
Qual a plataforma, Antônio?
Yeah.
It's the what is that, Shuddha?
It is the new Dadavani for August.
Dadavani de agosto.
And it is magnificent. It is
magnífico.
It is on Syadvadavani. Navakalam, you recite, Larsio, recite the first column, in your Portuguese. And go ahead and recite the first column.
Ele pede para você recitar a coluna 9, Laércio.
The first one, okay?
A primeira coluna.
Only one.
9 uma só.
Qual é a página, Antônio?
É na página 15. O Dada Bhagwan, absoluto. Não ferir. Página 15. Nove profundas intenções interiores. 9 columns.
Ó Dada Bhagwan, conceda-me energia absoluta para não ferir, não levar alguém a ferir, nem instigar alguém a ferir o ego de qualquer ser vivo, nem mesmo no menor grau. Conceda-me energia absoluta para não ferir, nem mesmo ao menor grau, o ego de qualquer ser vivo e conduzir meus pensamentos, palavras e ações de uma maneira que seja aceito por todos.
Yeah, and now do you see the Gujarati words in there below that? Do you see the Gujarati words in English there?
Você vê debaixo as palavras em Gujarati.
Do you see the Guj?
He Dada Bhagwan, Manikopa.
Dehdari Jivatmano.
Yeah.
Kinchit matra pan aham na dubhai ke dubhava pratya na anumodai evi syadvad એવી પરમ શક્તિ આપો મને કોઈ પણ દેહધારી જીવાત્માનો કિંચિત માત્ર પણ અહમ ન દુભાય એવી સ્યાદવાદ વાણી સ્યાદવાદ વર્તન અને સ્યાદવાદ મનન કરવાની પરમ શક્તિ આપો. Now this word syadvad comes 3 times, right? Syadvad.
Essa palavra syadva vem 3 vezes, né? 3 vezes.
Right? And it has been translated for you in Portuguese, right? Yeah, Syadvad. Yeah, Syadvad, you know? Right? Do you see that, Larcio?
Você vê isso, Laias?
You see that, Michele, and do you see that, Anna Maria? You see that? Shirley sees it, yeah.
Yeah, Shirley view,
Yeah, see that Syadvad Vani. Syadvad Vani means, can you imagine a whole Dada Vani on this word Syadvad?
Speech. Dadavani todo baseado nessa Syadvadvani.
Syadvad speech.
Syadvani fala, a fala de Syadvad.
Yeah, so it's a very advanced level Dadavani. Someday, you know, but it's beautiful.
Avançado, é muito bonito, Shuddha diz.
And the material is not this that I will share with you tomorrow. You will have it tomorrow. Tonight I'll share. The material is 90% is not in Aptavani. It's not in print. He says, so it is very beautiful material, original material.
Esse material é original, 90% dele, e não está publicado, né? It's not published, right?
No, it's not available in a printed Aptavanis, you know.
Não está, como se diz, escrito, não está nos Aptavanis. Quer dizer, é original.
Yeah, it is new.
You're gonna make it available to us, right?
It's new material that is coming out, you know.
É material novo que está saindo agora.
Yeah, it is not available in the prints so far in Gujarati even.
Ainda não está em Gujarati, ainda não está em Gujarati.
Ele não está impresso ainda,
não está impresso, isso, impresso. A palavra que eu estava.
Thank you. Yeah, right. Sometimes some words escape, you know.
Yeah,
right, yeah. But this, you know, so Larcio is becoming a nimit for an early sharing of this. But, you know, the point is, this, you know, this speech, we say, oh, we love this speech, we love this. And
essa fala do Dada, então a gente diz que nós amamos essa fala.
Yeah, the only speech that we need to love is the speech of Dada.
Yep. A única fala que devemos escutar e amar é de Dada.
Dada has given us everything in exactness. Now, Shirley, I want you to read column number 5.
Shirley, por favor. Coluna 9. No, 5. 5. Column number 5.
You're muted. Okay, you need to open. Okay, good. Thank you, Shirley.
Okay, number 5.
Yes,
in Portuguese.
Yes.
Okay. Ó Dada Bhagwan, conceda-me energia absoluta para não falar, não levar alguém a falar, nem instigar alguém a falar qualquer palavra áspera ou prejudicial a qualquer ser vivo, nem mesmo no menor grau. Se alguém falar em linguagem áspera ou prejudicial, conceda-me energia para falar gentil e suavemente em resposta.
This is all that is needed to really, you know, with this intention, our speech too will become like the speech of Dada.
E com essa intenção, a nossa fala também vai ficar igual à fala de Dada.
Yeah, because everything else is, you know, you never know, you know, everything else is relative and temporary and, you know, will go away. Will go away.
Temporário e vai desaparecer.
Yeah. Whereas this kind of speech will not only, you know, we are already liberated, but this is the kind of speech that will be needed for human beings to come and sit with you so that they too may get liberated.
Então ele diz, o Shura diz que estamos liberados, mas o que a gente precisa com essa fala de Dada é que os outros seres humanos venham a nós e também percebam que eles também podem ser liberados.
This is actually the speech of a living Lord, you know.
When uma fala de Senhor vivo.
Yeah, this speech, just even a few words is enough to liberate, you see.
Simplesmente umas poucas palavras são suficientes para essa liberação.
So, I'm sure all of you and your translation team will be active to provide you with the Portuguese translation, but at least among those of you who are fluent in English, you'll be able to read it, and then some of you will be able to kind of, do live translations, until the written translations come, you see.
Então ele falou que as pessoas, os Mahatmas que leem inglês podem começarem a ler, mas os que leem inglês e também querem fazer a tradução, e também que Mahatmas também podem ler, até que tenhamos a tradução em português, podemos fazer a tradução viva de inglês para português. In satsangs, maybe.
Yeah, right. In your own satsangs, in your own satsang, maybe if 2 or 3 of you are experts in English, you can be there and take turns and reading this thing up, and the other people can listen in Portuguese,
Ele falou, se você um grupo de 3, 4 de vocês lerem em inglês e traduzirem, e outras pessoas podem participar.
So this gives new material, it's enthusiastic. During the week, you can say, okay, let's get together and we are going to read this Dadavani. There's nobody stopping you. You're doing Dada's work and you're helping others so that they can listen. When the final translations come for you, then it's beautiful. But,
até a tradução final surgir, grupos 3, 4 Mahatmas podem fazer uma pequena, vamos nos unir, vamos ler esse trecho do Dadavani, dessa publicação em inglês. Dessa maneira...
I already see so many here. I see Anna Maria, Shirley, Tony, and I'm sure there are others who also understand English, and so, and then it works beautifully, you've got some additional energies coming in,
Ele está dizendo que isso é muito bom, que energias adicionais estão fluindo.
Yes, and and you can record the satsang and share it with your own people. There is nobody to, so that they can watch it later on,
Você pode gravar seu satsang e dividir com seus próprios pessoal que está conectado com você, do seu grupo.
Yeah, this
é seva.
This is a major seva. This is, you are taking up the words of Dada, and in your own way, you're sharing with your people. I mean, what else do you want? This is a major seva, you see?
Você está dividindo as palavras de Dada e dividindo com o seu próprio povo. Ele falou que é grande seva.
Yeah, and you can proceed slowly just like we're doing, but you read a few pages and then everybody, takes turn in, reading in English and then explain, or, just translating it and then proceed like that, and then, it's a start. It's a beautiful start.
Ele falou que é início, começo muito bom do projeto.
Yeah, so, all right, so now let us come back to the sharing of the screen here, and you see, so there is so much depth in this sentence here, this Aptasutra. It's an advanced Aptasutra, 3, 4 to 9. This is coming to the end of the book here of the Aptasutra, you see.
É Aptasutra avançado, está no final do livro avançado.
It is one of those advanced level of Aptasutra, and of course, initially you'll say, what? Not a single Parmanu is outside the 5 agnas. How?
Nenhum único Parmanu está fora das 5 agnas. Como?
Yeah, and so in other words, it gives us a phenomenal kind of assurance and guarantee that 5 agnas is everything, you see. If I take care of the 5 agnas, everything else will be taken care of, you see.
Ele diz que as 5 agnas são tudo, e se você cuida dessas 5 agnas, você está automaticamente cuidando de tudo. Você está sendo cuidado.
This is what Dada means when he says, from now on, our religion is 5 agnas, our our penance is 5 agnas, you see, and everything is 5 agnas, that's it.
O Dada diz, tudo da agora em diante, tudo é 5 agnas, a religião, a nossa religião, a nossa penitência, são as 5 agnas.
Agna. Our religion is 5 agnas now. Our religion is not the agna, there is no other religion. You see, this, by the way, you all know the definition of religion in Akram Vignan, right?
Ele pergunta se você sabe a definição de religião em Akram Vignan.
Religion, our religion is 5 agnas, okay? I'm just typing it down here.
A definição da religião em Akram Vignan é 5 agnas.
Yeah, now, thank you, Anna Maria is doing our translations today. So now, what is religion? Religion is defined as that which allows a thing to come to its own nature. A phenomenal sentence of Dada that I just shared, and it is the first. I
will translate uma definição de Dada. Religião é definida como aquilo que permite algo atingir sua própria natureza.
Yeah, comes to its own nature, you see. So,
chega à sua própria natureza.
Yeah, it is the first sentence of Aptavani 1,
A primeira sentença do Aptavani 1.
1, you see, to allow it to come to its own nature. If you, in other words, religion really begins by understanding that this is the final definition of religion, by the way. This is the final. And then these other religions are the relative religion, like Hinduism, Christianity, Islam, etc. You see?
E essa definição foi a definição que Dada deu de religião. E as outras religiões são como o Islã, o hinduísmo,
Christianity,
Cristianismo,
anything, right.
Judaísmo também.
Yeah. See, so now it is very beautiful. Dada, it is because we were not in our own religion.
É porque nós não estamos na nossa própria religião.
We entered into the religion that didn't belong to us, which is this religion of this body. I am this body, and then the religion of the body takes over, you see.
Então, se você entra na religião que você crê que você é o seu corpo, esta religião vai tomar conta de você.
Yeah, so
which is the relative.
Yeah, this is the non-self.
É o não-self.
Yeah.
Pudgal, não? Pudgal.
Yeah, it is a pudgal. You see, Yeah, now, so these religions that you and I have to follow before the Gnan Vidhi depends on where we were born, you see.
Essa religião que a gente, antes do Gnan Vidhi, depende de onde a gente nasce, onde nascemos.
If you were born in Palestine, most likely you would be a Muslim. If you were born in, in Israel, most likely you would be, studying Jewish, religion. Right?
Israel, você estuda a língua judaica, da Palestina, que os palestinos seguem Islam, né?
Yeah, if you're born in Brazil, most likely you would be a Catholic, right?
No Brasil, você é católico. É como automático,
Automatic, you grow up in that religion,
It's a default.
By default, yeah, right.
It's a computer language.
It's by default. You become, if you're in India, you most likely you're going to end up with Hinduism, like that, you see. But this, it is only, by coming home, you're coming into the religion of the self. Eu sou alma pura, eu sou alma pura.
Voltando a casa, você vai à religião do ser, que eu sou alma pura, né? Volta à sua casa.
Eu sou alma pura, right? This is it. See, now, the body's religion, this body, called Shuddha or Larsio, that religion will continue, whatever it is. Not only religion, but there are as many religions, as many divisions in religions, as many brains there are, human brains. Every human brain has its own religion. You see?
E ele diz que tantas variedade de religiões como há variedade de cérebros humanos, né? É uma grande variedade.
Yeah, all of these things are coming up in this new Dadavarni for you.
Tudo isso que ele está falando está vindo nesse Dadavarni que
but you see, we have now entered. How do we maintain our new religion of the Ama? How do we grow in it? You see? How do we?
Como crescemos então nessa religião da alma? Como crescemos nessa?
Yeah, then the answer is a religion of five agnas. You see?
Seguindo as 5 agnas.
Yeah. And if you are in the religion of the five agnas, you will not experience a single worry. No, you will not experience any difficulties.
Você não há preocupações, não há dificuldades se você está neste processo.
Yeah, so Vishuddhatma Bhagavan, what we'll do is let's take about a 5-minute break and then we return.
Shuddha sugere que tomamos uns 5 minutos de intervalozinho e voltamos, ok, gente?
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Shuddha.
Yeah, hi. Jai Sachidana.
Yes,
Does anybody want to say anything about this last Aptasutras? Because it's pretty extensive. There's a lot of depth in it. You
O
see?
Shuddha está perguntando se alguém tem algum comentário sobre esse último Aptasutra.
Yeah, I say this fundamentally, this other part here also, it says that you can become Ekavatari, means you need only one more life in the next life. This means this is being Ekavatari means that this is your last life on this earth of ours. Next life you will not be coming back to this earth of ours as we know it, you see.
Então, como Ekavatari, na próxima vida, você não volta mais nessa vida que nós conhecemos. Uma vida a mais.
Yeah, you see. and you see, so it is, and this last sentence is very important. It all depends upon one's understanding, you see.
Na última sentença é muito importante, a compreensão de...
Yeah, how much you understands the agnas, you know.
Depende o que você entende das agnas.
Yeah, it all depends upon how much we understand the agnas, that this is going to make a difference, you see.
A compreensão das agnas que é o que vai fazer uma diferença para nós.
Yeah, because rapidly after the Gnanvidhi, within a few years, agnas should kick in automatically. You should not have to apply the agnas. Something happens.
Depois que você recebe o Gnanvidhi, com o tempo, essas agnas devem funcionar como automaticamente.
Yeah, right. In other words, something happens, Vyavasthit kicks in, it's Vyavasthit.
Alguma coisa acontece, o Vyavasthit surge.
Yeah, any problem arises, you don't say, oh, big problem, how will I solve it? You already know that you don't have to solve it. Scientific circumstantial evidence will solve it. You just have to maintain your equanimity, you see.
Então o problema surge, então você vai dizer, eu vou ter que resolver o big problema. Não, o que você faz, você permanece, né, em equanimidade, né, aplicando essa aplicação das agnas.
Yeah. You see, something happens to the body, you don't get a shock, you just don't get worried. You first come into your balance, maintain your balance. Yojna pura, and now let us then, with a clear mind, you see what unfolds for you,
Então, quando algo acontece com o seu corpo, por exemplo, você não vai desesperar, você simplesmente mantém o seu balanço e você observa o que está passando com o corpo, né? Não sendo o corpo, você está observando.
If there is some shooting in the street below, or a sudden fire or something, first that should come in is Yojna pura automatically, and then everything. That means you are in one agna, means you are in all the agnas, you see. Yes.
O Shuddha diz, por exemplo, algo acontece lá fora, né? No mundo lá fora, um tiroteio ou qualquer coisa, alguma briga, aí você permanece, escolhe uma agna, por exemplo, eu sou uma pura, e você estando em uma agna, você está aplicando automaticamente todas elas.
Yeah. So then with you will remain clear in the mind, you will be able to, see what unfolds, then automatically the solutions will come from the scientific circumstantial evidences, you see.
Com a mente clara, você vê o que está desdobrando e através do Vyavasthit vai lhe fornecer dados do que está acontecendo.
You see. So this is that is called not using the intellect, you see, because
Isso é chamado não usar o intelecto. não aplicar o intelecto.
Yeah, right. That is called no intellect applicado, right? This is, you know, the Agnas will Agnas takes care of it. You don't have to say, oh, what will I do? What do I do? Automatically, whatever needs to be done will done. Shirley will pick up the phone, dial 911, call the police, whatever is necessary. But automatically, Shirley will do that. You have to maintain your balance. Anna Maria has to maintain her balance, you see, steadiness.
Então, Shuddha diz, por exemplo, no caso de você ter que chamar um serviço, de acordo com o que se transcorreu, quem faz isso é o arquivo 1, né? Por exemplo, na Shirley pega o telefone e chama esse departamento aquele, mas você não perde a claridade do seu balanço, não entrando na situação, né? Como alma pura, como aquele que conhece e vê.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff in here, lot of amazing material. And now we go to the next Aptasutra. This is a science. It is God's scientific experiment. This is another huge sentence.
Ele fala que essa é outra grande frase, né? Frase que a ciência é uma experiência científica de Deus, de um Deus.
Yeah. There is neither the karma nor the doer. Wow, you see?
Não existe o karma nem o fazedor.
You see, karma is for all of us when there is a file, you see, then it's a file and you see the file in the steadiness of your own equanimity, you see.
E você vê o que está ocorrendo é um arquivo e você passa a ver essa ocorrência nesse arquivo com equanimidade.
This science that Dada is talking about, Vignan,
Akram Vignan.
Yeah, Akram is the method by which we have entered into this science, you see. Akram, we have directly entered. Akram means we entered into directly, Akram.
Significa que nós entramos diretamente na ciência.
But now, in the Akram Vignan, when we become the Amapuras in the Gnanviti, the science takes over, you see. And it is not the science that you learn in school or in university. It is the science that is beyond those subatomic particles. It is the science of the self, you see. It's the God's scientific experiment. Now, you also Amapura, now, and what, everything now. Our role is to remain in the Agnas, but...
I should translate that?
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yes,
go on.
Shuddha diz que essa ciência não é a ciência que a gente aprende no ginásio, no colégio, na universidade, em biologia, né? Essa ciência é além das partículas subatômicas, né? Essa ciência do Vignan que que nos oferece.
Yeah, you see, there is, when he says, in the scientific experiment of God, and this is the final God, he's talking about a God, not an individual entity, but this is the supreme being, this is...
Esse Deus que ele está falando é um ser supremo.
Yeah, this is not... It is the absolute knower, the original knower, you see.
O ser original é aquele que é conhecedor absoluto.
Yeah. And he says, in this science, in this that is happening, in scientific circumstantial evidences, you see, there is neither the karma nor the doer. In other words, it is all evidences, you see. It's a scientific experiment. The knower is become free, and now the knower sees the evidences only as they arise, and then they come together and they leave, and they come together and they leave. That's it, you know.
E Dada diz que esse que conhece, ele vê essas evidências que estão desenrolando em frente a ele, elas surgem, elas vão, elas surgem, elas vão.
Yeah, Shirley or Anna Maria got up in the morning, everything happened up until now. Now satsang is happening, you know, but it's all this fantastic scientific experiment that began with Dada and his Gnanviti, you see.
Então ele está falando o que acontece de manhã à noite, Shirley, Ana Maria, né? De manhã despertam, o dia se desenvolve, até que agora nós estamos em satsang, e é isso que é parte desse experimento científico.
Yeah, there is no karma there. There is no doer there. There is nobody's doing anything. It is.
Não tem karma, não tem fazedor, ninguém está fazendo nada.
Yeah, it's the middle one who has not seen, who is not in this pure knowing state. You see, this is higher than yajnas, by the way. This Aptasutra is higher than the 5 agnas, okay?
Ele está dizendo que esse Aptasutra é mais elevado do que 5 agnas.
Yeah, this sutra is actually, you know, at the end of our Charan Vidhi, remember we say, Hum Vignan Swarupchu, I am the science that is the self.
No final do Charan Vidhi, Hum Vignan Swarup, eu sou... I'm beyond the self. Is that...
I am the science. I translate it as I am the science that is the self, you see.
Eu sou a ciência que é o ser.
Yeah, our Gnani calls it, he wants to use I am absolute self, you see, or something. I am absolute knowledge, you know.
Eu sou conhecimento absoluto.
Knowledge, absolute knowledge, you know, who kevad gnan swarup chu. I am
kevad gnan swarup, absolute conhecimento. Eu sou absolute conhecimento.
But you know, that kevad gnan swarup chu means I am the absolute knower state.
Whereas eu sou o ser que sabe, absoluto.
Whereas Hum Vignan Swarup Chu means I am the science. I am the state of the science only, which is exactly this sentence here. It is only a science now.
Eu sou o estado da ciência, o que o que Shuddha está apontando aí.
Yeah, it is only a science, you see.
Simplesmente a ciência.
Yeah, it is purely science. Everybody understands this. This is actually.
Shuddha pergunta se alguém tem alguma dúvida sobre o que está sendo falado.
It is we say, oh, I understand. But you know, even the understanding part is part of evidences.
Mesmo a compreensão que temos é parte da evidência também.
Yeah, you know,
it's a very profound Shuddha, isn't it?
Yes. It's just Mahatma's Dada has lifted Mahatma so high, you know.
Ele está dizendo que o Dada nos levantou, colocou os Mahatmas num plano.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, he gives us this Charan Vidhi sentences, but you know, it is absolutely magnificent, you know. It's absolutely magnificent, you know.
Essas frases do Charan Vidhi que são absolutamente magníficas.
Yeah, just for a brief 1 minute, I'm just going to share you this. This is the picture from the new Dadavarni of August, you see.
Ele está dividindo essa foto do Dadavani deste mês de agosto.
August.
Agosto.
You see, and this everywhere you see this word, this looks the same as this one here and this one here, and that is Vani. Vani means speech, you see.
Vani.
You know, not Vanya. We got Vanya also, but not Vanya. Vani. You see? Yeah, Vani. You know, and then this is, you know, Syadvad Vani, you know. Then it is
aquela palavra Vyavasthit.
But there's many more. There's another Vani here. There's another Vani here. There's another Vani here. You see, there's another Vani here. It's all Vani, 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 Vani. Everywhere is speech, speech, speech. You see.
Ele fala que essa palavra fala.
Yeah. But you see, it is a speech with energy of the knower in it.
É a fala com a energia do que
of the absolute
sabe,
knower,
do conhecedor absoluto.
Pure knower, Sachetan Vani.
Puro conhecedor.
Yeah, speech. That is the speech of the Gnani Purush Dadashri is with with that absolute knower speech. You see.
A fala do Gnani Purush Dadashri is the fala do que sabe,
of the knower, of the one who is in Keval Gnan.
Conhecedor absoluto que é Keval Gnan.
He is speaking by seeing it in absolute knowledge, Keval Gnan.
Ele fala pela visão de conhecimento absoluto.
And then he says, Maliki Vagarnivani means he says speech without an owner. There is no owner of this speech. Nobody owns.
Ninguém é o dono ou possuidor desta fala.
Then it is impartial speech. It does not take any sides, or my religion, your religion.
Uma fala, uma palestra imparcial.
Yeah, impartial speech. Then it's Niragrahi Vani. Niragrahi Vani means there is no insistence, there is no insistence of any kind,
Não há absolutamente nenhuma insistência.
Hundreds of thousands of people came and met Dada. He never had insisted that this speech is the best, He just lays it to them, and it's up to the other person whether he wants to accept it or not,
Centenas de milhares de pessoas vieram assistir essas palavras de Dada, e nessas palavras não há nenhuma insistência absoluta.
No insistence. And then avirodhabhas vani means there is no contradiction anywhere. Nobody can put a cross on any word or sentence that Dada has spoken, you see.
Não há nenhuma contradição.
Yeah, with no contradictions in this speech, especially with reference to the Ama Pura, you see.
Nessa fala, e especialmente com relação à alma pura.
And then Sarvamanya Anekantvani means everybody accepts this speech, regardless of their religion or background or their education, you see, or age, you see.
Não importa da idade ou da pessoa, o estado da pessoa, todos aceitam estas palavras, essa mensagem de Dada.
And finally, that is called the Vitarag. This word is Vitarag. Vitarag.
Essa última palavra chamada
Vitarag Vani. It is the speech of the Vitarag, the Lord.
Vitarag Vani, fala
absolutely, the one who is absolutely without any attachment or aversion, you see.
Aquele que é desprovido de apego ou aversão.
Yeah. All right. So this you can see this Vani, and it's coming, it's already in the seed stage within all of us, you see.
Então está na forma, essa energia está na forma de energia, está na forma de uma semente em todos nós.
And the seed has been planted by Dada, you see.
Essa semente foi semeada por Dada.
And when we recite that Navakalams every day,
todo dia recitamos as 9 columns.
It's just getting more and more fertilizer, and
como se você estivesse usando mais, fertilizando mais esse solo.
Yeah. So coming back, my friends, this is let me get back to where we are. This is a science. This is an internal science, you see. It is not a visible science,
Não é visível.
you heat water up, you can see the water boiling, but this is...
Você esquenta a água, você pode ver as bolinhas lá quando
and that is also science, but that is a relative science, and this one...
ciência de ferver água é ciência relativa. Aqui
and whereas this one here is you read by reading the words, by translating the words, by accepting those words, by understanding those words,
aceitando, compreendendo essas palavras do Dada.
These words of the Vitarag, Dadas is Vitaragvani, you see, Dadas.
A palavra desses...
Because Simandra Swami doesn't speak, but Dada speaks on his behalf, you see.
Simandra Swami não fala, mas o Dada fala por ele.
Swami. Yeah, and so then, the science is growing. Every time you and I spend any time reading these things that is in front of us, it's the science is growing, you see.
Cada vez que lemos essas palavras de Dada, essa ciência se aumenta, cresce.
And the science is happening despite what, whether we are sleepy or what we are doing, what with the visible part, the Shirley, Shuddha or Tony, the visible part is in a totally different autopilot, totally different, two different things, this thing is happening and this thing is happening too, so beautifully inside, you see.
E ele falou que essa ciência acontece, que nós estamos aqui, não importa se estamos o nível de despertos que estão, essa ciência está penetrando em nós, que está através da nossa visão, da nossa presença e das palavras que são transmitidas a nós, que Dadas está nos passando.
Yeah, and science means that in which there is no doer, nobody has to do anything. It is.
E essa ciência significa que não há fazedor, não há fazedor. Ninguém
it's happening.
Fazer nada. Acontece.
Yeah, it's happening. It's all happening. You see, you've seen it. A few years ago, how many Mahatmas were there, or when we first came to Bahia, El Salvador. And now, it's just, it's just growing beautifully,
Yeah, ele está falando como essa ciência cresce, está crescendo à medida que o tempo passa e o interesse de Mahatmas por esse material.
So Dada explains now. Questioner says, this world can just be considered the laboratory or the laboratory of Vyavasthit, can it not?
O interlocutor diz assim, esse mundo pode ser considerado laboratório de Vyavasthit? Não pode?
Yes. Now, Dadashri, this is very amazing answers Dada is giving now. Dadashri is saying, Dada says, yes, as a laboratory. What is the self, what is the self considered in this laboratory? Because, Ama, the A capital Ama, the S capital Ama is beyond this laboratory, is out of this laboratory. Remember? Amapura,
O S maiúsculo está fora desse laboratório, alma pura,
Yeah, Amapura is out of this laboratory, but
está fora do laboratório.
But Shuddha, Tony, Elarcio, Shirley, Ana Maria, all of us are in the laboratory,
Mas todos nós, Shuddha, Ana Maria, Laércio, Tony, estamos no laboratório.
Yeah, they are in the laboratory. They are inside the laboratory. It is in the form of. So what is the laboratory? The laboratory is in the form of a planner. Somebody plans.
Planejador.
And then that planner is called yojak. And then this is a plan. This is the plan. You see, yojna. And this so there has to be a planner and there has to be a plan, right? There has to be
deve haver planejador e temos que ter plano.
Somebody has to say, okay, I want a wife. I'm not happy in this life, so I want a wife. Then he plans for a wife. Now that plan comes into the plan. You see, he wants a wife, and then now the wife becomes part of the plan. You see,
Então,
So this,
uma pessoa deseja ter uma companheira, então uma esposa. Então, ele faz o planejamento e esse plano acontece.
this is added in it, and that is added in it, because, now you're going to need a wife, right? So now, okay, so the wife is planned, and the wife, so that whole life, the man may live alone. He can't get a woman, you see, or he cannot get a lady or anyone. But, he will get he might be a monk in that life, but he is planning a wife. So in the next life, he will be a married person. He would have a woman, you see.
Então, ele pode ser, por exemplo, houve uma adição aí, ele diz que essa pessoa pode ser, por exemplo, ele pode ser um monge na vida passada, mas ele teve desejo de de adicionar alguém, ter uma esposa. Então, na próxima vida dele ele vai casar com alguém, arrumar uma esposa.
Yes. And this one here, this capital here, this has to be the self as capital. The ama does not have to add these, you see. They are added on their own. All you just kind of plan, you just plan and you have a plan. I want a nice home. I want one woman is not enough. I love maybe a boy and a girl, I would like to have children, he keeps on planning,
O planejamento é quer filho, uma filha, continua a planejar.
Yeah. But the self does not, Amapura does not have to add this. They are added on their own. You just they happen on their own through the planning, you see?
Yeah, the self is not with a small s. The self.
Yeah, this is the S capital S here.
Com S maiúsculo, não tem que adicionar nada a isso.
You see, because now Amapura, never adds anything and never subtracts anything. Amapura
just adiciona ou subtrai nada a Amapura.
Amapura is simply the knower, you see. But that person, and that Amapura exists in the other person too, but he does not know that Amapura, so he just keeps on adding, planning. Yeah. Oh, he has got one wife in this life, but he says, oh no, I don't like her. So, he will stay with her, but, he will get another wife in the next life, the kind he wanted, but he doesn't know what comes with the wife, you see.
Então, por exemplo, esse planejador que o Shuddha está falando, ele não recebeu o Gnani, ele não sabe, ele é uma pura, mas não sabe, então ele planeja essa mulher, consegue a mulher e ele acaba não gostando dessa mulher na próxima vida ele vai encontrar uma mulher também que foi semeada, né, por ele nessa vida anterior.
Now, Dada describes a laboratory, you see, chemical effects occur in it, you see, like,
Nesse laboratório, o Dada descreve, né, que os efeitos químicos ocorrem nesse laboratório.
You've got you have a flask of hydrochloric acid, you have another acid in here, another alkali here, you keep on adding and subtracting, but you don't put your finger in it, do you?
Por exemplo, ele está falando desse ácido clorídrico, né, que queima, então, mas você não vai colocar o seu dedo nesse líquido, né, de ácido clorídrico que vai te queimar, né?
Yeah, so this is a very important sentence. Chemical effects occur in it because of the illusion.
Então, esse efeito químico ocorre devido à ilusão.
Illusion. Which illusion? Oh, this is happening to me.
Qual é a ilusão? Isso está acontecendo comigo.
I like it so much, or I hate it, you see?
Eu gosto tanto, mas
and so this is actually, and he gets burnt, you see,
Ele acaba colocando o dedo e o dedo acaba sendo queimado.
A true scientist, does not stick his finger in it, nor does the Gnani Purush or his Mahatmas stick their finger in it either.
Então, um verdadeiro cientista não coloca o dedo dele nesse líquido, né? Tampouco o Gnani Purush nem o Mahatma.
I just added the Mahatmas, but we do not put our finger in. He just keeps seeing. So he is the knower of the laboratory, you see?
Então, ele diz, ele é o que sabe, o que conhece o laboratório, e simplesmente continua a ver.
Yeah, he is the knower of the laboratory of Vyavasthit.
Ele conhece esse laboratório de Vyavasthit.
Whereas people who do not have knowledge of who they are, they stick their fingers in it, they become emotional, and so they get burned. You see?
Essas pessoas que não têm o conhecimento simplesmente colocam os dedos deles sem saber, eles entram em emoção e são queimados, né? Ficam com o dedo queimado.
Yeah, questioner. So then, the life that arises due to past life karma, one indeed has to suffer that on account of Vyavasthit. So if he does certain karma in this current life, then can that change Vyavasthit?
Yes. Interlocutor, então, a vida que surge devido ao karma da vida passada, na realidade, a pessoa tem que sofrer na conta do Vyavasthit. Então, ele faz karma nessa vida corrente, então que isso pode mudar o Vyavasthit?
You see? And so Dadashri replies, nothing is going to change at all.
Nada vai mudar de nenhuma maneira.
From the moment one is born to when he reaches the final station, which is death. You see, everything is mandatory. You have no control over it. You have to go through it.
Controle desde que você nasce até a sua morte.
To believe that it is voluntary, to believe that it is under my control is an illusion. This is phenomenal sentence.
A sentença de acreditar que isso está sob meu controle é uma grande ilusão.
You see, to have believed that it is mandatory, that is illusion. You see.
Acreditar que é mandatório é ilusão.
In fact, it is in fact mandatory. It is something that will not refrain from being done. Because
mandatório. Não vai acontecer. Nada vai interferir nesse destino. He's talking about Vyavasthit, correct?
Yeah, he's talking about your life as Tony.
Está falando sobre a vida do Tony, a vida.
Even if you do not want to become angry, Tony will become angry. That's what he's saying.
Tony não queira ficar aborrecido ou zangado, com raiva, ele vai ter raiva.
Yeah, you see, because the design has already been created.
Porque esse desenho já foi criado, né?
Yeah, it has been created. Remember that I talked about yojna and yojak, the planner and the plan,
O planejador e o plano, né? O planejamento e o plano.
Yeah, planner and the plan. The plan, the yojna.
Now,
this should be a J, not a G. Yojna.
J, não G.
Yeah, has been constructed, and that construction manifests in this life.
Esse plano foi construído e a construção está manifestada nessa vida.
Therefore, everything will only continue to happen according to the construction. You see?
Então, tudo vai acontecer de acordo com esse plano da construção.
No change will happen in this effect, and it is all mandatory. You have to go through it. This file, this body file, this mind file, and this speech file. That is what it is, you see.
Não vai acontecer nenhuma mudança no efeito. É mandatório na sua fala, na sua conduta.
Even if you want to change it,
mesmo que você queira mudar,
it will not change.
Não vai mudar.
Does anybody here disagree with that?
Alguém aqui discorda do que foi dito?
Let us wake up everyone here. Is there anybody here who says, I think I'll have to...
Vamos acordar o grupo.
I think my muscles are weak, so I'm going to build up my muscles,
Meus músculos estão fracos, eu vou fortalecer a minha musculatura.
or I'm going to do something to improve the way I look.
Ou então eu vou melhorar a maneira da minha aparência, né?
I'm going to go to that plastic surgeon because
eu vou procurar cirurgião plástico.
Because I know in Brazil we have a lot of plastic surgeons, so that's why I could not refrain from speaking about plastic surgery.
Shuddha está falando sobre cirurgiões plásticos, ele sabe que no Brasil há muitos cirurgiões plásticos.
My dear friends, you are handsome, you are beautiful as you are.
Está dizendo que vocês, meus queridos amigos, são bonitos.
You're absolutely beautiful. The beauty lies in this natural acceptance of this magnificent gift of this body, you see.
E a sua beleza está no presente magnífico do corpo que você tem.
Yeah, this body that is serving us so well, it is taking care of our needs. It is, it is not hurting anyone. It is listening to us, you see.
Esse corpo que está tomando conta de nós, não está machucando ninguém. Esse corpo está nos ouvindo.
It is helping others.
Ajudando a outros.
This body is beautiful.
Esse corpo
whatever it is, this body is absolutely beautiful, you see.
O que quer que seja esse corpo, ele é absolutamente bonito.
This mind that has allowed us to enter into Akram Vignan, you see, this mind complex is absolutely wonderful,
Nos permitiu entrar no Akram Vignan.
This mind, this speech that allows us to absorb and share the words of liberation is absolutely beautiful. You see?
O corpo que nos permite absorver e dividir dividir com os outros, né? Esse conhecimento.
And it will become more and more beautiful as you rise higher in Agnas, you see.
E fica mais como aperfeiçoado quando você sobe mais elevadamente nas Agnas.
As you allow the science to do its thing, don't become the finger introducer, like, don't put your finger in it. Don't put your finger in this Prakriti, in this Prakriti called Shirley or Marlene or Anna Maria. Don't interfere with it, you see.
O Shuddha diz, não interfere com esse Prakriti, com o paralelo do laboratório que você vai colocar o dedo no ácido clorídrico. Não, esse nosso laboratório, não necessitamos fazer isso.
It is beautiful, and when you look at yourself in the mirror,
quando você olha no espelho,
when you get up in the morning,
quando você desperta,
you have to say to the person in front of you,
diga à pessoa em sua frente,
you're beautiful, you're handsome, you're good, thank you for helping, thank you for listening to Dada, and thank you for taking care of yourself, you see.
E agradeço, obrigado por estar tomando conta de mim.
Thank you for being good so that we can do a lot of work for Dada, you see.
Obrigado por ser bom, então podemos fazer muito trabalho por Dada.
Love it. The first love, you don't look for love, love your own self, you see.
Você não procura por amor, ame a si próprio.
Don't put
the love that comes from this God
inside. You are the Amapura giving the love to this one, you see.
Amor da alma pura.
Because people will say, people will, at work or everywhere, will make you run around this and that. But when you are in front of it on the mirror, be kind and say you're okay, you're all right,
Ele diz que lá fora as pessoas vão fazer você correr daqui para cá, mas quando você está nesse espaço, você está na frente do espelho com você tenha
Yeah.
Mantenha essa atitude.
You can tell there's nothing that you cannot do. I'm here for you. You want to understand this, you want to understand that, I'm there.
Ele diz, não há nada que você não compreende, você quer compreender isso, quer compreender aquilo. Eu estou presente, eu estou com você.
You see, that my friends is making, entering into the naturalness of the self and leaving this neighbor, the file one, your best friend. Your best friend, you see.
Entrar na natureza do ser e seja o amigo, né? Ser amigo do seu vizinho, né? Tomando conta do seu vizinho.
Tell the best friend, this is another way. Your love begins at home. You don't need to find love from elsewhere. All the love that this one needs, you give it. Give him the love,
E esse amor está dentro de você, e esse amor que esse aqui precisa, ofereça a ele.
Yeah, Vishuddhatma Bhagwan. We'll continue next time on Vyavasthit so that we can finish this. Tony, mark that area.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Highest namaskars to all of you, my friends.
Namaskar, saudações mais elevadas a todos vocês presentes aqui.
Yes, Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Thank you, Anna Maria and Tony and our team here. Okay, everyone.
Thank you.
Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand.